Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo welcomed sister Joy Anna Duggar onto their Jinger and Jeremy podcast this week. The episode even started with one of the hot topics for Duggar fans everywhere. They discuss the sin of women wearing pants. It includes some humorous moments, including Joy Anna sitting in shock at the rules all women should follow, plus an admission by Jinger. Jinger Duggar said she was heartbroken when she learned one of her friends was wearing pants. She said it made her cry because her friends should have known better. Here is a look at what the sisters had to say. On the new podcast episode, via YouTube, Jinger Duggar and Jeremy Vuolo spoke with Joy Anna Duggar about their childhood beliefs and what their parents raised them to think. This caused the two sisters to open up about their changing beliefs as they became adults and how ridiculous many of their religious beliefs were. When the sisters spoke about wearing pants, Joy Anna said she finally came to the decision 2 years ago. She is 27. The sisters dressed modestly and only wore skirts, as all women should. However, both sisters wear pants now, and neither of them sees any reason to return to their former family demands. Jinger even proved how deep their indoctrination went growing up. To me, it was a big deal when somebody that always wore skirts started wearing pants, Jinger said. I remember when a couple close friends started wearing pants and I was, like, so brokenhearted over it. I remember crying over one friend just thinking, why are they doing that? Without even asking or hearing them out as to why. While Jinger has been wearing pants for years, Joy Anna made the decision 2 years ago. She said it was something her husband, Austin Forsyth, and their kids played a role in. Joy Anna said Austin told her to wear whatever made her comfortable. While taking the Duggar siblings seriously in moments like this is hard, it is also understandable. They were children raised in this religious family. Their parents instilled these beliefs in them from a young age, with no real explanation other than it was what was right. Their religion indoctrinated them with these rules. They were told many things and never given a real explanation. This was evident when Joy Anna was shocked when Jeremy Vuolo read the expectations for women in their church. When a godly woman wants her appearance to show that she belongs to the Lord, she'll keep her hair gleaming clean and neat. Her fingernails will be trimmed and clean. She'll use her underarm deodorant and a razor when it's needed. She'll brush her teeth and see her dentist twice a year, as the TV commercial says. What are your thoughts on how Jinger Duggar and her sister were raised in their religious household? Are you surprised that they are now shocked at the beliefs they were raised under, and oblivious to some of the things they once were told to stand for? Overview. Fashion frequently acts as both a backdrop and a spark for conversations about identity, values, and individual choice in the complex web of human interactions. The topic of clothing choices, more especially, a friend's choice to wear pants, sparked a moving reflection on friendship, individuality, and the profound connections of the heart for Jinger Duggar, a public figure known for making unconventional decisions within the parameters of her family's traditional beliefs. This story weaves together issues of cultural norms, individual preferences, and the changing nature of relationships in the modern era as it examines Jinger's emotional reaction to her friend's decision. Chapter 1. The Duggars' World. It may both enlightening and limiting to grow up in a family with a strong public image. Because of their unwavering commitment to their principles, the Duggars frequently had their lives closely examined by both the audience and the camera. Clothes became more than just fabric in this society. It became a representation of identity and ideals. Jinger Duggar was up in a culture that valued modesty and rigid dress standards, where dresses and skirts were the standard. Her decisions started to contradict the conventional narratives she was raised with as she got older and started to forge her own way. Although powerful, this difference also put her in awkward situations with regard to friendships and family relationships. Chapter 2. The pant-wearing friend. Here comes Joy, Jinger's confidant and childhood pal. Joy was a free-spirited individual who always pushed the boundaries. She enjoyed eschewing the restrictions imposed by their upbringing and adopting a more modern outfit that featured jeans. Joy made her choice more for comfort and self-expression than for disobedience. Even though Joy's bravery occasionally left her feeling torn, Jinger respected it. The two friends' friendship was important in Jinger's life since they had many profound chats, laughter, and tears together. However, Joy's decision to wear pants was more than simply a personal one. it served as a microcosm of the greater ideological divide between tradition and changing personal convictions in Ginger's life. Chapter 3. The Heartache Unveiled. When the subject of clothes came up at a casual get-together, Ginger's heartbreak erupted. Joy showed off her newfound passion for fashion while wearing her favorite stylish, form-fitting pants. She smiled, her excitement glimmering in her eyes. "I just feel free in these." "But don't you think it changes how people see you?" Ginger's voice faltered a little, a sign of her inner conflict showing up as anxiety. Joy saw pants as a means of self-expression and as just another piece of clothing. However, for Ginger, it signified a split from the common principles, a painful gap of implicit expectations. Fighting her emotions, Ginger excused herself to gather her thoughts since she was overwhelmed with a mix of pride for her buddy and sadness for what that signified for their relationship. Chapter 4. Friendship's Complexity. Friendship is about enduring hardships together, sharing blunders and laughs, and it's not a fair-weather affair. Ginger discovered that she was on the edge of this complicated feeling. She felt a tumultuous mixture of pride and sadness as she imagined their friendship, the late-night conversations, the laughing, the dreams. Could they both maintain their convictions without losing each other? The suffering went beyond just clothes. It reflected more profound existential issues of acceptance, identity, and commitment. Ginger understood that her response was motivated by worry that her companion might stray even more from the ground they had established together. She got the impression that social pressures had weaved a thin thread around their friendship, one that threatened to rip it apart. Chapter 5. Discussions and Disclosures. In order to work through the feelings that had surfaced, Ginger and Joy planned to get together for coffee in the days that followed. "It feels like a loss. Something sacred that we shared is changing," Ginger said, describing her difficulty embracing Joy's dress choices. Joy nodded sympathetically as she listened. "Ginger, I get it. But I am this person. I'm moving forward with my own life, not rejecting you or our history." Ginger's heart started to heal as a result of this conversation. She came to the conclusion that genuine friendship should be characterized by mutual support and acceptance of one another's uniqueness. People should be free to develop and adapt without having their wings clipped since the world is always changing. Chapter 6. Tradition versus the Heart. As their discussion progressed, Ginger began to struggle with her background. The Duggars have consistently placed a strong emphasis on their own definition of modesty, contained inside a strict framework. She had occasionally felt stifled, wanting to be able to express herself freely but being reluctant to totally embrace that road. "I have been heartbroken, not just because of your choices, but because it reflects my own struggle," said Ginger. "Am I willing to let go of things I've held dear to support my friend?" Joy grinned softly. "You don't have to let go of what you believe, but embracing differences could be the bridge to understanding." Ginger's heart began to grow after hearing that thought-provoking comment. Would the path ahead encourage her to accept her identity's fluidity, to uphold her principles while broadening her perspective? Chapter 7. An Alternative Viewpoint. Ginger's personal development was sparked by the interactions she had with Joy. With each conversation, she exposed aspects of herself that had been hidden under the burden of expectations, including weaknesses and fears. Ginger started to realize that consistency was not a prerequisite for friendship. The beauty of delight in variety glimmered on the horizon as her heart began to heal. She understood that her decision to back Joy did not require her to compromise her morals. Love was strong enough to let her buddy express herself without losing her core. Chapter 8. Getting ahead in uncharted territory. Ginger made the bold decision to talk to her family about her views around friendship and personal decisions. Though firmly rooted in tradition, were the Duggars' ideals open to change? Vulnerability could promote deeper ties and lead to acceptance. Ginger encouraged her family to recognize that true love could accept differences in decisions by being open and honest about her pleasures and heartbreaks. Although the discussion elicited a range of responses, it sparked many passionate discussions and brought home the fact that customs might enhance uniqueness rather than stifle it. Chapter 9. Fashion as an Identity Canvas. Ginger's path led her to recognize fashion as a personal canvas as well as a set of principles. She experimented with fashions that reflected her own self, inspired by her changing connection with Joy. She started adding pants to her collection, fusing aspects of her childhood with her newfound independence. Her tale, which was interwoven with strands of customs and unique expressions, was told by this subtly rebellious use of color and pattern. Chapter 10: Honoring Genuineness. After several months, what had initially seemed like heartbreak started to change into joy. Joy and Jinger accepted the different paths, and as acceptance grew, their relationship grew stronger. They discovered how to embrace their uniqueness while standing by one another through every challenge. They rekindled their connection by sharing experiences, such as putting on new clothes, laughing over coffee, and discussing their hopes and anxieties late into the night. Through her struggle, Jinger was able to raise her voice and inspire others who were feeling constrained by expectations to pursue their own goals. Friendship blossomed as she accepted the changes in herself, not as a place to fit in but as a haven to bloom. Jinger found that love may transcend ideological divides, reinforcing the idea that friendship is about valuing uniqueness above all else. In summary, the foundation of friendship. Jinger Duggar's story shed light on the complex interrelationships of identity, friendship, and free will. Although her experience of sadness over her friend's decision to wear trousers was significant, it developed into an important discussion about acceptance, understanding, and the ability to be oneself. Despite its superficial perception, fashion has become a potent tool for self-expression and self-discovery. Jinger found great joy in overcoming the distance between herself and her friends as she learned to integrate her conventional beliefs with fresh viewpoints. In addition to breaking, the heart can open up to new experiences and ideas. By embracing the variety in her relationship, Jinger not only reshaped who she was, but she also paved the way for closer ties and a deeper comprehension of the world, letting love color each exchange on that colorful friendship canvas.